All right. Interesting movie. This is a Spanish film that tries to be a giallo. So it's basically a Spanish giallo, and it is pretty close. It's a pretty good movie, and it has a great title, Blue Eyes of the Broken Doll, or the Spanish title, Los ojos azules de la muñeca rota. Spanish I took way back in high school, so I do much better with those. It was also released under the title House of Psychotic Women, or The House of the Psychotic Women, or The House of Psychotic Women, which all of them are awful titles. Blue Eyes of the Broken Doll is so much better. But we have Paul Naschy starring in this, which I've never been a big Spanish horror fan, especially back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But I've seen a handful of movies. He was an icon. He was like the Spanish Lon Chaney Jr. He played Dracula. He played a werewolf in a whole bunch of movies, like an iconic werewolf character. He played the Mummy, all those universal monsters. He was a Spanish horror icon. He's not that great of an actor. He's good enough for this type of movie. This is a pretty low budget Spanish, like I said, giallo. And it stays pretty faithful to the Italian giallo. We have Paul Naschy playing the character of Gilles, Gilles. Gilles, what a name. He's a drifter. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but he ends up coming to a French village looking for work, and he ends up meeting one of three sisters that live in this beautiful home, and they need a man around the house. They need a housekeeper, someone to help them with tasks day to day, all that type of stuff. They'll pay him well. He ends up kind of falling for Claude, the sister who finds him, who has a prosthetic arm. Then you have her slutty sister, Nicole, who tries hitting on Gilles and everyone she meets. Then you have Yvette, the third sister, who is confined to a wheelchair. You only have those handful of characters. You also have another important character, the doctor, who treats Yvette because he thinks a lot of her handicap, not being able to walk, is in her mind. So he's trying to help her. A bunch of murders start happening. And because Gilles is a drifter and he's new in town, he begins to be the primary suspect. The murders kick off with a woman who is heading to the sister's house. She's a nurse, and she was going to be the new nurse to watch after Yvette, along with the doctor. She ends up being murdered, and the killer in this movie gouges the eyes out of his victims. All of them have blue eyes. It's nothing that graphic. You don't see him gouging the eyes out. It's just quick shots of him holding two very fake looking eyes and dumping them into a bowl of water. Overall, the movie's nothing great, but for a Spanish giallo, it's pretty good. And like I said, it feels like a regular giallo out of Italy, with a little bit of differences, like the score. It's very good. It's very catchy. The main theme, it's your usual jazz lounge type music. That type of shit. And it sounds like it's right out of an Italian giallo. But it does have its own, Latin elements to the music that makes it a little bit different. And as catchy as it is, and some of the other pieces of the score are good too, one of my biggest complaints with the movie is the placement of a lot of the score. You get that upbeat jazzy music at weird moments and weird scenes that takes away any tension that's trying to be built or any suspense, and immediately sucks it out by injecting the score in there at the wrong time. It doesn't occur too much throughout the movie, but enough that I noticed, and it started to bother me a bit. The story is pretty good. The mystery is pretty good. The reveal of the killer is very good. and it has a pretty good ending. Actually, a great ending. I really like the ending of this. So, all in all, very good movie, but nothing great, nothing essential, unless you're a big, fan of Italian giallo and that whole subgenre, and you want to check out a Spanish take on one. But have you seen Blue Eyes of the Broken Doll from 1974? If you have, leave your thoughts below. And just like the last movie I covered, Short Night of Glass Dolls, there's not a fucking doll in this movie either.